Grocery prices set to soar all around the country and around the world. Let's discuss. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Coffee Rant with Dano. Today we are drinking Joffrey's again. It's pretty much the only coffee I've been drinking since I've been down here in Florida. It is absolutely delicious, my favorite. I hope to buy a couple bags of it before we head home. But, guys, we got to talk about some more grocery price hikes. It is happening. It is what we've been talking about all summer long. We knew that prices were going to be going up in the fall. It is happening. We have people chiming in from all around the world, really. Since I've been down here, I've been chatting with a lot of people. I've met some people from Canada, some people from the UK, some people just everywhere. Everywhere. It seems like grocery prices are just going through the roof. The UK seems like it's getting hit pretty hard with price increases. Arizona, we keep getting viewers from Arizona. Some people who have actually moved out of California because it's gotten too expensive who are moving to Arizona. We have a viewer from Arkansas who keeps sending us emails, and thank you for that. A lot of different food shortages in Arkansas at Walmart. I know that you showed, and then another store, I think it was a Dollar Tree. Now, we haven't seen any shortages on things at Dollar Tree around here, but I haven't been to Dollar Tree in a little while. But we've talked about this as we see things go up in price, that things, regular staple items, food items that keep going up in price, we're going to see stores, value stores start to really, people are going to start shopping a lot more at Dollar Tree and stuff. We saw this a couple years ago when we were seeing a lot of the food shortages on main staples like sugar, flour, these kind of items. And we've been seeing, as I saw the other day, we saw where sugar went up again at Walmart, and apparently it's all over the country. It is now Walmart has shot up more than any 4-pound bag of sugar that I've seen. It is now $3.24. Even Kroger, as expensive as it is only $3.19 right now for a 4-pound bag of sugar, and so is Meijer. So, I don't know, guys. It's like as we go along here, we just have to pay attention to some of these things, buy up the sales as we see them. We don't usually see sales on like sugar and stuff. We'll see sales on flour and stuff like that every now and again, but sugar, because there is a shortage. We've gotten more and more comments on sugar shortages all around the country here. We need to pay attention to these things because the more and more the price goes up, it's kind of a telltale sign that there's a shortage. So we got to make sure that you have a little bit extra, maybe not worry too much about that price, just to make sure you have it for your baking needs, cooking at home. These are things that we need to do. If we can, we need to try and get creative again and cook some of our meals at home, to try and save as much money as we can. Now, when we get back, we're going to be pointing out all the deals again. I've been just trying to take a lot of the things that you guys have been saying on the channel and put them into a collage here on the channel. It's kind of what we do in the stores, but because we don't have all the stores around us here to go to, I hope to get to a couple more before we head back. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, though, but I wanted to cover a lot of the things that you guys have been talking about. A lot of things out west. We have a lot of viewers out in California. Prices seem to be going up there in the grocery stores, and a big one out in California right now is gas. Gas is starting to go up again, even higher than what it already is. So all these little things, especially with diesel, we have to watch diesel. If diesel starts to skyrocket in price, that's going to cause more prices at the grocery stores as well. So we do need to pay attention to these things. And, guys, I'm going to take a small little break here, take a drink of some coffee. I'll tell you, I spent a lot of today reading a lot of your comments and emails. We get a lot of emails. If ever you see something in the store, make sure you always say something, things that aren't coming in or things that have gone up in price. Walmart has really raised a lot of prices lately as to where they haven't been like a lot, each product being like 10, 20 cents. You do that over the course of a year, that really starts to add up. I was kind of shocked when I saw that at at Walmart the other day here in Florida, the 4-pound bags of sugar for $7.28. Well, apparently all of our viewers from Cincinnati have chimed in and said that it's gone up in Cincinnati as well. Now it had just gone up to $6.88 a couple months ago for the 10-pound bag. $7.28 for the 10-pound bag. Now $3.24 is up from $3.12 of what it was at Walmart. So some of these things aren't the cheapest places to find them anymore. Somebody said they went up at Aldi also. I haven't been to Aldi in a couple weeks, so we'll have to go there when we get back. I know they have Aldi here in Florida, so I may try to check that out. We'll see what happens. Like we've said, we've been spending time with family and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do as much as I can, put out as much information as I can, but really just trying to make sure that everybody is paying attention to what's going on. Because I know people keep saying buy up your stuff before Thanksgiving. It might not be a bad idea. Because we see trends. We see things happen that are consistently happening every day. Not week to week anymore. It is day to day. Always look for the sales. Also, for our Kroger shoppers out there, it looks like there's going to be some really good deals coming out on Wednesday. So tomorrow for you guys, one of our longtime viewers was talking about a lot of 99-cent items at Kroger. So it might be a good time to stock up on some of these. Fortunately, I won't be able to get to Kroger until next week to be able to check out some of these deals. So I'm probably going to miss them. But just make sure you're, stocking up, getting prepared, making sure that you have a lot of these different items that you need when you're able to find a good deal on them, because, things are going to only keep going up. People keep asking me about turkeys. I saw a few turkeys at Walmart the other day, but they were pretty expensive. Cheapest one I saw was about $2.99 a pound. So we're going to have to wait on that. I would just wait. I have a strong feeling that there's going to be plenty of turkeys, knock on wood. I know it came down to the last second last year, right? It wasn't until the last week, right before Thanksgiving, where we saw like 80-cent pound turkeys, or, the deal at Kroger where the 89 cents a pound, but you had to spend like $50. Some stores were $25 that you had to spend, and then some were $50, but I'm sure those deals will be back. So make sure you clear your freezer space for those. We have gotten some more comments on some different pasta shortages. Every video that we put out where we talk about these things, and this is why I keep talking about them, is because we're seeing more and more in different states. Someone from Eastern Kentucky chimed in the other day saying that their pasta was very low, and flour. Okay, flour was one of them. One of our longtime viewers in Arizona was talking about flour and how flour has been a bit of an issue, and has also seen some of the restructuring that we have seen at some of our stores up in Cincinnati. Now, I had a feeling that this was going to happen at more places. Now, I haven't seen it at Walmart, but we've seen it at Meijer, Kroger, where they still have the same amount of flour, but they're putting it in like 2 rows and they're changing it. It's looking different because I think they know something we don't. I think they know the flour is going to be an issue, and they want to make sure that they have those aisles filled, so that it doesn't look like it's gone. Kroger's really good at that. They don't want to have to put inconvenience stickers on the aisles unless they have to. And I have gotten from a lot of our Cincinnati viewers that have been seeing a lot of inconvenience stickers at Kroger lately. I knew before we left, I was like, this is going to be an issue. September is going to be rough. And October, I think, is going to be a little worse, because we're seeing kind of the same thing we saw last year. We're seeing products that have little price increases, but then again, we're seeing other products that are going way up. Like take meat, for example. Last year, it was dairy products. We saw dairy go up for a while, and then it started to come back down. This year, well, it's meat and produce. I don't think it's going to come back down, though. I think we're in for the long haul for meat and produce. I think dairy is going to be the next thing to go up, too. We've been seeing dairy go up again at Kroger and Meijer in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, I don't know what the prices were down here at Walmart before, but it's $2.99 for a gallon, $2.92 for a gallon of milk at Walmart down the street from us in Kissimmee, Florida. So I know could be a little more expensive here than other places, but we've been seeing where it's gone up in Cincinnati also. That's kind of why I like going to Walmart in Florida and comparing it with stuff up in Cincinnati, because usually a lot of the products are the same prices. Our Walmart actually carries more produce than the Walmart down here in Florida, at least the one that I went to, but the prices are right about the same. And one thing I did think was funny was that oranges prices were more expensive down here than they are in Cincinnati. I thought that was really weird. Like, we're in Florida, the Sunshine State. Oranges, I know the crops have been bad and everything, but they, a lot of oranges come from here. So I don't know. I guess I just kind of thought they would be a lot cheaper. Maybe some places they are. If you live in Florida, let us know the best place to shop for oranges. I know some people were saying Sprouts. Sprouts pretty expensive, so I don't know what the prices were. Some people have been saying Publix. Yeah, unless you're getting a buy one get one or 3 for $10 or something like that deal at Publix, it's virtually unaffordable for a lot of people. So I mean, and I know the quality is there. The quality is definitely good at Publix, and we see the same kind of prices at Meijer on oranges up north. I mean, they're a little more expensive than even Kroger, and that's, I don't know, that's pretty crazy. But let's take a pause here. Sorry, it's a little late for me. Me and Jessica had a very busy day today, out checking the sites and having fun and enjoying ourselves. So I'm actually putting this video together here in the evening, trying to just chat about a few things that you guys have talked about on the channel, keep you updated on a lot of these things. Thank you to everyone who has been leaving what's going on in your town and then leaving your city and state. You're really helping out a lot of people by doing that. I've gotten some emails. Someone actually thanked me in an email for making that message because what you did, and I won't say where, because if you're sending me an email, that's usually because you want it private and everything. But I will say that you did help someone out by doing that. And that is where it makes it all worth it, guys. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of people, I get emails from all different kinds of people. People who have money and don't care, and they can go out and just spend whatever they want, and that's awesome. We also have a lot of people that aren't as fortunate on the channel here, and they have to shop day to day. And we try to cover everything possible. Everything that you guys ask about, whether it's cooking from scratch, whether it's microwave meals, anything that we can find the deals on, we always try to put on the channel here so that we're making sure that we're covering everybody so that you're able to do, what you can do to make your meals and everything as cheap as possible. Because, guys, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to get worse. I know it's going to get worse. I try not to sound so, urgent about it, but I mean, it's coming. We're going to see higher prices probably for the holidays than we've ever seen before. We see trends, and now seeing the trends from videos that we did a couple years ago with huge price hikes, we're setting up for that to happen again and get even higher. Even higher. With all these things going on, with all these different events, and just trucks not carrying, half a load of what, trucks carrying half a load of what they used to, that's happening down here too, guys. From what I've talked about with a couple people, it's happening at Publix, it's happening at Winn-Dixie, Aldi, people I know, family down here that shop down here. These are things that I've been hearing, people that I've been talking about down here who are, that's one cool thing about Orlando is you meet people from all around the world. And I've had discussions with groups of people of how they're, how they're able to save money and what they're doing. And it's just amazing of how everything has just gone through the roof everywhere, all around the world. It's not just here in the nation. I mean, a Canadian friend I met earlier today actually was telling me that prices are unaffordable. There's a couple places they shop at. I don't know the name of the place. It's kind of like the 99 center, something like that, but it's a little different, and it's a little more than 99 cents in Canadian money, I guess. But more and more people were shopping at these stores. That's what we're going to start seeing here. It's going to get so expensive that people are going to start shopping at other places, and that's what you got to do. You got to shop around. I know everybody can't do that, whether because you got to think about gas. Some people don't drive. Maybe there's no public transportation, stuff like that. It can be an issue. You might only have one store in your town that you can shop at. And if that's the case, then, it's always, as I always say, buying up the sales and making sure that you're able to put a little bit away so that in the future, you're able to save a little bit of money. Because, guys, I'm telling you, the way things are going, the comments that I've been reading, we're seeing the same things. We're seeing the same things that we saw a couple years ago. I talk about, lining up trucking routes, and I know some people are bringing up other. I just said a couple examples the other day. I was talking about Highway 75 and 70. Someone mentioned 40, Highway 40. And yes, that goes from the east to west coast. That's a big one. I-10. I could go on and name, all of them. They're all main arteries for trucks, and if we can't get, if a truck driver is hauling half of a load to one place, well, he's obviously not making the money, that he's used to making. So you're either making several of these loads to try and make up for what you used to make, and it's a whole whirlwind of things that we just have to pay attention to. And these are the things, the trends that we're seeing happen that are going to cause these things to go through the roof. And I hope at some point things get better. I hope I hope just one day everybody wants to go back to work, and not, we won't have to deal with these employee shortages. But at the same time, we have to look at it from the business point of view. They're not, a lot of these places aren't hiring people. I talk to people all the time. It's like, we talk about this on the channel all the time. These places are hiring. They say they're hiring, but are they really? They have stacks of applications. Must have stacks of applications hidden in the back room, because I always see the same people in the same stores that I always go to. And I always see, some of these smaller stores, there'll be one employee working there, and you have now hiring signs. Is it people not wanting to work, or is it the companies that just don't want to pay? Is this just an excuse? And I know a lot, people have mixed feelings and mixed reviews on these things. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you have a lot of people that don't want to work, but I also think that you have these companies that just aren't hiring. They say they are because they have to. Maybe they're getting a break or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But hopefully, as we go along here, we can change the way people think about everything. Everybody, start working hard. That's kind of the mindset that you have to have. You earn your money, earn your keep, And at the same time, we need these businesses to start maybe changing their whole way of thinking. Because things that we see a lot, when you see a bunch of angry employees, and me and Jessica were talking about this, not long ago. When you're in an area and you see a lot of angry employees, well, what does that tell you? Management is probably terrible, right? Because it starts from management. If management is terrible, your employees are going to be terrible. And I know I'm kind of drifting off the subject here, but it's like, I feel like everything kind of has a domino effect. And when you have the higher up here who doesn't seem like they care, right? And then you're going to have your employees who are trained on this higher up that doesn't care. Well, they're not going to care either. And I think that is becoming a huge issue, because we're dealing with all these other things with huge price increases, right? And we have minimum wage and stuff like that have gone up. I don't know whether it hasn't gone up enough to equal the amount of what people can afford to buy in the stores. But then again, you have to have people to work to do that. So, I don't know. We see a lot of things like that down here in Florida too. A lot of now hiring signs everywhere. A lot of areas that don't have a lot of employees, and it's just an issue. It's when we went to Gatlinburg a while back, we saw now hiring signs in every window, every grocery store I visited. Now hiring signs everywhere. Now I will say we went to Publix, and Publix seems like they were loaded with employees, and they are all nice. They are well trained, great management. You have good management that knows how to train people to, you feel like when you go into Publix, you feel like you are the customer first, right? Like what it used to be. You feel like, okay, customer first, that's what it is, and it's, I like Publix. I like it for that reason. Because if you're going to go in there and spend a fortune on stuff, well, then you better be treated well, or people are just not going to go in there and spend a fortune on stuff, But anyway, kind of drifting off there, but I think it's something that's important to talk about, though. It's important that, people need to be appreciated. People work hard. People at these grocery stores, they're working constantly. The ones who are there working, I know a lot of people that work at Kroger and Meyer, they're working like 6 days a week, but then they get like, 7 hours. They're not getting like a total of 40 hours. They're making like 38, 39 hours. And then you have some people that just, show up and, they don't do nothing. They just sit around and they're getting a check. They don't want to work or something. I don't know. I wasn't raised that way, so it's hard for me to really understand that kind of mindset. But at the same time, I think these little things that we can control, we need to start correcting. With the way places are run, it's all going to start to affect everything around us. And it's like the better that we are as we go along, as we work in these places, the better off we're going to be serving our community, building our community to something better. Because you know what? The thing is with everything going on right now, we need, like I said, we need to start appreciating everyone that's going on. Even through these hard times, we need to put this message out here so that everybody is working together and everybody appreciates everybody. Because the more and more we push this, the more and more, thank a truck driver, thank a bus driver, thank a grocery guy. I go through the stores, all the time, and I thank everybody. I thank them for their hard work. I thank them for bagging groceries, which is which is kind of a dying business. We're seeing more and more companies that don't, that are going to self-checkout. It's crazy, but that's the way a lot of it's going. And again, something I wanted to throw into this video here, kind of just went off the track with grocery prices and all that, but just appreciation for our workers that are working and working hard to provide for themselves and their families, because it's as much a struggle for them as it is for you. And, as we go along here, back to the grocery prices just for a second, just pay attention, be mindful of everything. When we get back, I will be back in the stores, and I will be back trying to save you as much money as possible as we go along, and checking on the shortages of everything. Hopefully things just start coming back in. I think some of the biggest issues that we're going to have is going to be a lot of store brands. That is what we usually see. For some reason, store brands, when we see these kind of things, it's usually an ingredient thing. Now, I know personally, through talking through some people that I know through Kroger, it's an issue of they don't have like an ingredients for a certain jam or jelly or something that they make, so they can't make it. That has to shut down for a little while till they get the ingredients. So that's just one example, though. And that could be a lot of things. We saw a couple years ago where it was several hundred things, and that's what I worry about. It's the price, supply and demand will cause them to have to pay more, which is going to cause us to have to pay more. So that's why, again, getting the sales as they see them so that we can save as much money as possible. But we do have to be ready. We got to be ready for what's coming, because I think it's going to get pretty expensive. So, guys, that's all I got for today. Again, just wanted to chat on some of the things, some of what you guys have been saying on the channel here. Also, let us know down in the comments any huge price hikes that you've seen. Make sure you let us know. If you can, abbreviate your city and state. But it's good to know. All these things are good to know because, like I said, we'll start seeing trends of things, and we can catch these things before they happen. Like with the whole sugar thing. Knew that was going up. So we bought a couple bags, when it was a little cheaper. When I knew it was going up in price, we went ahead and bought a couple bags. Yeah, only saved a couple dollars, really, in the grand scheme of things. But who knows what it's going to be like tomorrow or next month or next year. It's good to be prepared and stock up on whatever you can. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.